can!
It's over!
He's done it again! Unbelievable!
Oh, straight into the roof of the net.
Nice one.
Straight down the middle. So a good performance from both
Hi, you're
teams
watching
here.
Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get started. Right, on the show today, Pakistan sacks yet another captain. Very troubling reasons coming out. What actually happened? Was it just poor string of performances, or is there more to this? Has Pakistan finally taken steps towards stabilizing their cricketing system, or is this just another case of musical chairs? Mohsin Naqvi continues to stand firm as the case of the missing Asia Cup trophy continues. This time, the ACC chief is rather obstinate. India has to come to take the trophy in a proper re-ceremony. What is India's response, and is Asia getting further divided by this demand? And the chess world is stunned into mourning with the sudden death of a young 29-year-old grandmaster. Fingers are being pointed at Vladimir Kramnik for pushing the young grandmaster to the brink. We bring you the whole story that has torn the chess world apart. But first, the headlines on Sports 360. Starting with cricket and the Women's World Cup, Pakistan have been eliminated from the tournament, suffering a heavy defeat to South Africa in a rain-hit clash. Batting first, South Africa posted 312 in their 40 overs. Laura Woolward scored 890. In reply, Pakistan could only score 83 in 20 overs. Marizan Cup picked up 3 wickets to help her side win the match by 150 runs. The Proteas moved to the top of the points table with 10 points. On to tennis, former world number 1 Novak Djokovic has pulled out of the Paris Masters for the second consecutive year. While the Serb hasn't given an official reason, he did supposedly pick up an injury from last week's Six Slam exhibition event. The 38-year-old was forced to retire during the tournament. On to football, Spanish League. La Liga has cancelled Barcelona's clash against Villarreal in Miami. This fixture was scheduled to take place later this year. It, of course, comes after severe backlash from fans and pundits. Despite a go-ahead from the FIFA was, of course, yet to give their consent. In the Champions League, Arsenal crushed Atletico Madrid 4-0 after a goalless first half. The Gunners launched their attack in the second half. Victor Gyökeres's brace ensured the London club took home 3 points. Meanwhile, Arsenal's Premier League rivals Manchester City too secured a 2-0 win over Villarreal. Erling Haaland scored the opener. Bernardo Silva doubled the lead in the first half itself. Following the wins, both the EPL clubs are in the top 5 of the table. And Olympic gold medalist Neeraj Chopra has been conferred with the rank of honorary Lieutenant Colonel in the Indian Army. Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh was in attendance for the ceremony. Neeraj had joined the army as a junior commissioned officer in 2016. One country, 2 years, 5 captains. That in one line sums up the utter chaos that is Pakistan cricket since the 2023 World Cup. But this latest twist, the sacking of Mohammad Rizwan as ODI captain, hits differently. Because this isn't just about bad form or a trophyless run. This is about religion, politics and power, all colliding inside Pakistan's dressing room. Now, when the PCB announced Shaheen Shah Afridi as the new ODI captain, it all looked pretty routine. Another day, another captaincy change. But scratch the surface and you'll find this story goes way beyond cricket. Rizwan had been at the helm for barely a year, just about 20 matches in all. Sure, his numbers weren't impressive. Pakistan lost 11 of those games. But since when has that ever stopped PCB from backing a captain they believe in? Reports claim Rizwan was removed for forcing religious culture inside the dressing room, something that didn't sit too well with the new management, especially their new coach Mike Hesson. And it was Hesson who's reportedly pushed for Rizwan's exit. Now, remember, the two worked together for just one series. It was the 2-1 loss to the West Indies, a reason why Pakistan's cricket fraternity is fuming.
Just because he raised the Palestine flag, you will remove him as captain? This is Mike Hesson's doing. He doesn't like the culture in the dressing room. He wants this culture to end.
But if you think Hesson acted alone, then there's more. Behind this move stands an entire network of influence inside the Pakistan Cricket Board. Former cricketers like Aaqib Javed, who now runs the High Performance Centre, ex-captain Sarfaraz Ahmed and of course Misbah-ul-Haq, both serving as advisors to Chairman Mohsin Naqvi, all reportedly weighed in on this decision to remove Rizwan. So the question becomes, was Rizwan's sacking really about faith interference? Or was it just another power play dressed up as an act of professionalism? Because let's be honest, this isn't the first time the PCB has thrown a captain under the bus. When things go wrong, someone has to take the fall. And this time, it's Rizwan. He's become the latest scapegoat in a system where accountability is rather optional, but politics is mandatory. If this was purely about cricketing decision, Rizwan wouldn't have lasted those 20 matches. And if this was purely about religion, PCB should have acted months ago. This somewhat feels like a bit of a distraction, a way to shift the blame from the system's failures to one man alone. Because let's face it, Pakistan cricket's problems run far deeper and for far longer. Inconsistent selections, constant interference, a lack of trust between the board and the players. The same cycle keeps repeating and the same people keep escaping blame. Even the new man in charge, Shaheen Afridi, has been down this road before. He was made T20 captain in 2024, sacked after one series. So what's changed now? How does a player who was once called unready for leadership suddenly become the savior?
If Shaheen had to be made captain, he could have first been appointed as vice captain and his performance judged accordingly, especially considering his fitness.
The truth is, Pakistan doesn't need new captains. It needs clarity, consistency and credibility. Until then, every coach, every chairman and every new reform will just seem as chaotic as the ones before. At the end of the day, the question remains, is the PCB finally trying to separate faith from function or just finding new ways to settle old scores? Because from the outside looking in, this isn't a cricketing nation rebuilding itself, or at least attempting to. It's a board at war with its own identity, and in that war, the real casualty is the sport in the country. The Asia Cup saga is not dying down. In fact, it is only simmering and waiting to blow up. At the heart of the matter, of course, is an adamant ACC chief Mohsin Naqvi who refuses to let his ego slip away. And his demand is clear: the trophy won't be sent. India has to come to where it is to take it back and take it back formally. But with voices of dissent and reprimand for the Pakistan Interior Minister's theatrics only growing, are we looking at an impending unceremonious expulsion of Mohsin Naqvi? Now, the stalemate around the Asia Cup trophy continues. Yes, the trophy that India won nearly a month ago and don't have their hands on yet. A trophy that is now collecting dust without any fanfare, without any ceremonial handing over. And there's only one reason for that: ACC chief Mohsin Naqvi. The BCCI, on their part, have tried their best to be firm yet cordial as much as they possibly could. During this torrid nearly 1 month affair, they've conducted discussions, they've called for several meetings, sent formal letters too, all addressing the ACC president to do the right thing, just hand over the trophy. There was only one winner that night, the Indian cricket team, and the trophy rightfully belongs to them. Strange visuals, that something you haven't witnessed on any sporting field, a team celebrating without a trophy. But now Naqvi, in a response to BCCI's persistent requests, has come out more belligerent than ever, saying that if India really wants that trophy, they will have to come and get it. And not just that, there will have to be a formal ceremony where it will be handed over officially. Some pomp and show, with the trophy being handed over in a grand manner. Now I get it. Mohsin Naqvi felt slighted that night of the final, felt he was not given the respect he deserved, and so he wants the Indian cricket team to pay for it now. He's forgetting one thing though, that this isn't about him. It was always about the position he holds in the Pakistan government, that of the Interior Minister. And what that means to India, given what transpired in the months preceding the Asia Cup. So what Naqvi is essentially doing is disregarding a sentiment that his own government has only fueled. thanks to their non-cooperation when it comes to curbing and routing terrorism. There's something bigger at play here, and so the last thing that matters here is Naqvi's ego. If he was all about fair and just and playing fair and just, he would have found another way for that trophy to be handed over and a proper ceremony to have been conducted that very night India won, instead of them having had to wait for hours. Which only leads me to suggest this is continuing to be a battle of his own pride rather than a fight for what's truly right. And that's where you have to draw the line, because there can be no place in sport for individual egos, in this case one that is threatening to displace the spirit of the game and create a rift within the neighbor countries. And it's not India alone standing firm here against the antics of the ACC chief, who also happens to be PCB boss. Other subcontinent countries who were part of that Asia Cup, like Sri Lanka and Afghanistan too, have tendered in their support, backing India in what's becoming a bit of a standoff in Asia. With the BCCI threatening to take this matter to the ICC in the next meeting, if it stays unresolved till then, one thing is certain here: Asia, the continent that symbolizes cricket, pretty much stands divided, with one man holding it all to ransom. The only question is, how long will BCCI stand their ground patiently before really taking action? The chess world is in mourning. 29-year-old American grandmaster Daniel Naroditsky has died unexpectedly. His death has shaken the global chess community to its core, because this isn't just about losing a talented player. It's about losing someone who many believed was pushed to the edge. And at the center of this controversy that's brewing now is former world champion Vladimir Kramnik, a legend of the game, now accused of something unthinkable, of having driven a fellow grandmaster into darkness. Our next report takes you through a story that's shaken the sport's very conscience.
American grandmaster Daniel Naroditsky's death sent shockwaves across the chess world. Just 29 years of age, he was gone. No warning, no known illness, just passed away unexpectedly. For fans and players alike, it felt personal. Chess icons across the globe, from Magnus Carlsen to Hikaru Nakamura, have poured out their grief. But amidst the sadness, there is also anger, and it's all directed towards one man, Vladimir Kramnik. Magnus Carlsen himself led the charge, calling out Kramnik for the way he went after Naroditsky online.
The way he was going after Naroditsky was horrible, seeing how it affected him as well, which was apparent now.
For months, Kramnik had been accusing players of cheating in online games, with no proof, no restraint, and no accountability. One of his main targets was Naroditsky.
I don't think I'm good. I don't think I'm thick-skinned enough to say, honestly, that isn't affecting me at all. I've been nice and civil and courteous to this army of troglodyte lowlifes for way too long. I'm really sick of it. I'm not going to tolerate any of the hate any longer.
That was in December, a rare glimpse of the toll it was taking on someone known for his calm, composed nature. And now, months later, he's gone. No official cause of death has been released yet, but Hikaru Nakamura revealed that Naroditsky was not in a good mental space after being targeted, even calling out Kramnik on a live stream.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Kramnik can go himself. He can go himself and can go rot in hell.
For millions, Naroditsky wasn't just another player on a board. He was a teacher, a mentor, and a voice of the game. A grandmaster at 18, a finalist at the World Blitz Championship, and one of the few who made chess human again with his warmth, humor, and humility on stream. Just days before his death, he posted a YouTube video titled, "You Thought I Was Gone?" It was supposed to be a comeback. He smiled, he joked, he played chess. But watching it now, it feels like a man trying to convince himself that he was okay. And the harsh truth, Naroditsky wasn't alone. Kramnik has accused several others too, from Nihal Sarin to Hikaru Nakamura, all without evidence.
He said he was under immense stress due to a lot of accusations from Kramnik. In our last conversation, Naroditsky said he would like to share a few things with me in private. I asked him to feel free to contact me, and now I get this news.
Sarin has gone further, directly blaming Kramnik for Tanya's death. He called out what many have been whispering, the toxicity that's taken over the chess community, where false accusations spread faster than facts, where mental health becomes collateral damage in the name of integrity. But the uncomfortable truth is this: chess has grown faster than ever, but along with the fame came the trolls, the witch hunts and the cancel culture. The burden of defending your honor every single day is something even the strongest minds can't always bear. When a sport built on intellect and discipline starts losing its humanity, maybe we have crossed a line. Daniel Naroditsky deserved better. He deserved support, not suspicion. And if his death does not force the chess world to introspect, then maybe it's not the players who've lost their moves. Maybe it's the game itself that's gone off board. Because the game that builds minds should never be the one that breaks them.
Time for last serve. These continue to be testing and trying times for Israel. The iconic Tel Aviv derby between Hapoel and Maccabi had to be cancelled. Violence erupted and spilled onto the streets. Riots broke out. Police were forced to intervene, leaving 3 officers and 12 civilians injured. 9 people have been arrested. A night that was meant for sporting passion turned into one of chaos. A stark reminder that Israel's quest for peace extends far beyond the pitch. Take a look.
ביצענו מעצרים, כרגע רגוע בשליטה.
That wraps it up here on Firstpost. I'll of course see you again tomorrow. Till then, do take care. Bye-bye.